There we go. YouTube says I am live. It means I am broadcasting to you guys right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here with Ke Shu, who is the
Hey
owner,
everyone.
owner and proprietor and founder of Indestructible Quads. And he gave us this lovely copter to give away today. And we're going to do the giveaway. Hi, Leon. It's 3 a.m. in Germany. Your dedication is incredibly it's a little sad actually, just to be honest with you. But well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. um, yeah, so we're gonna sit and I could just pick the winner and then we could all go home. But what fun would that be? So we're gonna sit. I'm gonna talk with K a little bit about indestructible quads, and we're just gonna drag this. Oh no! How do you have echo? No echo! Damn it! Hold on. No, 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 no. I don't hear echo. No, no, no. Okay,
Yeah, I don't hear any echo either. Oh wait,
okay.
no, I do.
Yeah, very. It was going so well there for 1 minute. I don't have any echo. I've done this. I've tried to do this better than the last times when I got in crazy echo and stuff. I have a whole nother computer here monitoring the live stream so I can hear what you guys are hearing. And I have a whole separate set of headphones. There should not be any echo. So, okay, great. It was just an overreaction. Anyway, we're going to sit. We're going to talk a little bit about indestructible quads and anything else we can think of to talk about, and we'll do the drawing. I think we'll do the drawing in about a half hour or so. Again, apologies to those of you in a time zone where it's 3 a.m. If you get tired and need to go to bed and you win, we'll still let you know that you've won. It still counts. Um, no, Paul Cook. There will be no technical difficulties. I very carefully tested this. I prepared. I rehearsed. This will go smoothly. Okay. So let's see. Let's talk about indestructible quads because I'm willing to bet I hadn't heard of you before you reached out to me. I'm willing to bet a lot of these people haven't, but it's a pretty cool company. What does indestructible quads do?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much a one-man shop, and it started off about a month ago. And my entire philosophy is make a quad that's as rugged as possible. Because got partially inspired by watching a lot of YouTube videos, primarily RC model reviews, where Bruce rant about how cheaply some of
Right.
those Chinese made quads are built, and then after like first or second flight session, he would just break an arm, and then that's $300 going down the drain. That's which is a huge negative experience for all the beginner pilots out there, and it's a huge turnoff. And I think I want to help out the community just by building a quad that it just doesn't break. It will last and keep crashing, and for beginners out there, crashing just part of the game. So
Absolutely. And
I just want to build a quad
there's
that
a real
crashes after crashes.
and it's the same reason I got into doing what I do, YouTubing that is, not flying, which is that there's this huge learning curve. I like to say once you get over the learning curve, this is such an amazing hobby. You can fly, like all the dreams where you're flying and you're like, wouldn't that be cool? Or Tom Cruise in a fighter jet. I'll never do that, but you can fly. But you have to get over this enormous learning curve, and it's a shame that beginners come into it and it's so hard to get over that they get turned off and maybe or they buy cheap parts because that's all they can afford, and then those cheap parts break either because they're cheap or because they don't know how to build right, and what you're trying to help them get over.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, and so you settled on the Goby frame
Mm-hmm.
from is that from
Yep.
Ready Made RC? I know they sell it.
Yep,
Do
that's
they?
RMRC Goby 180.
Okay,
Yep, I'm an authorized reseller too. So
okay. And that's only like it's interesting because that's only like a $40 frame, I think, retail. And it's still a really solid frame. And the thing is, a lot of times I look at a frame and go, yeah, it looks pretty solid. But I haven't flown it for hours and hours and hours and crashed it and all that nonsense. But in this case, I feel really, somebody asked me, what do you think of the Martian frame? And I said, well, people seem to like it, but I can't like strongly recommend it because I don't know if it's like secretly a piece of junk. But I feel really good having met you because you've got hours and hours of flight time on these, and you can say that they will hold up. Otherwise, you'd be going out of
yeah,
business.
Yeah, I did a crash testing video where I basically just crashes into everything imaginable, make it fall out of the sky 40 feet high, crash full speed into trees, fences, concrete.
Mm-hmm.
It all held up. And I've been flying this frame for the past 4 months or so too, and I've had my fair share of crashes and
Mm-hmm.
never even broken an arm.
Yeah.
It's got 4 millimeter arms, 3 millimeter top plate, and in a 4 inch frame, that's basically as tough as it can get.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And when you gave me the copter that we're going to give away today, this very copter, I even signed the props, and I felt a little bit silly doing it because I don't really feel like a celebrity. But people are always asking me, "Are you going to sign it? Are you going to sign it?" So fine, I signed it, and I signed it DRE because my name won't fit, and I took Drone Racing Engineer. In case you guys are wondering what DRE is, that's Drone Racing Engineer. That's me. That's signed. We're going to give away this very copter. When you sent it to me, I thought, well, Indestructible Quads, let's give that a go. But I couldn't bear, I mean, I wanted to give it away. I didn't want to just destroy it and go, well, it wasn't how indestructible, was it? So I tried to fly the heck out of it, and I did crash it, but it flies really nice, and it crashes nice, and it's a good little copter.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I also added, a bunch of spare parts on there to make it even stronger, like the motor protector,
Yep.
the antenna, which is touted as unbreakable Fox ear antenna too. So
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty sturdy.
Yep. I just started flying
And
with these. I used to fly with the Aom way, but they're good antennas, but they break too easily because they don't have a cap on them. So let's see. You got the motor protectors here. These are King Kong, right?
Mhm.
How much do you know how much weight those add offhand?
About 13 grams for all four of them,
Really?
which is a fair trade-off. Yeah.
That's not that much though. I mean, 13 grams here and
No.
13 grams there will add up. But 13 grams for essentially a guarantee that you're not going to trash your motor. I was thinking about this. The other way a motor might break is you might hit the prop and bend the motor shaft, but on a 4-inch prop, no way that's going to happen. So these motors are essentially
Yeah.
bulletproof at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a $2 part that saves you your $80 sets of motor and make them last forever.
Yeah, that's great. And speaking of motors, we've got the Emax red bottoms on here, which are no slouch. They're great motors, but they were top of the line motors when they first came out, and then of course the industry moved on. You've recently switched to which motor?
It's a Tornado T2 2600 kV for the 4-inch version.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's as top of line as it can get right
It
now
is.
too.
That motor has arc magnets, which if you don't know what that is, it's the magnets are actually curved, and what that means is that you've got the stator, which is I got to hold my hand properly so you can see. You got the stator, which is the thing that the windings wrap around, and the magnets, and the closer the magnets get to the stator, then the more power you get out of the motor. But of course, at a certain point, they'll rub, right? So if the magnet is flat, you can only get so close, right? But if the magnet is arced, then it just slides right in there. All those features. What other features does that motor have? Can you think
It
of?
also has 4 millimeter hollow shaft, which just makes the shaft also indestructible too. It has 7075 aluminum,
That's
which is aircraft grade and
right.
as tough as you can get.
That's the
These
good
days.
aluminum.
Yeah,
And
it's the best
7075
aluminum.
refers to the grade of aluminum. And there's some grades of aluminum that are softer and cheaper. And all the good motor makers now, frankly, even the cheaper motor makers like RCX, for example, is using 70. Everybody's just using 7075 now, so that's the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, good motors. They are, I think, the single most powerful motor Quad McFly in that size class has had on his bench. I think it made 1,300 grams of thrust. Go to Mini Quad Test Bench and look, and you can see for yourself. But they're tearing it up, so that's good.
Yep.
And you've also got a Martian for those who like 5 inches. You sell a Martian, which is a copy, of course, of the Alien, which is very popular, very famous. And how's that kitted out? What's on that one?
It's basically same power setup as the Goby 180, except with the 2300 kV T2 motor,
Right.
and swing 5-inch props.
Right.
So it gives you a little better efficiency, better speed.
A little
Not
less.
as nimble
Yeah.
as 180.
Yeah.
It's because of the size and weight difference. But all the other equipment, the camera, transmitter, everything else, it's the same, and it comes with the same indestructible warranty on the frame arms.
Yeah. Yep. Good. Yep. Yeah, I've heard. I was telling you earlier. I've heard about the Martian frame because it's a clone. It's a Chinese clone of a very very popular frame, And so it's kind of a crapshoot though, because there are some very good and very quality Chinese clones out there, and there are also some that are just terrible, and I wasn't sure which it was. But like I was saying earlier, if you sell it and you put the indestructible name on it, then I guess it's okay. um, yeah. And you were showing me something when we were prepping something else, and this is not for sale, but it was so cool that I think we have to show the live stream. Do
Yeah,
you want
this
to?
is I think in my opinion a really crazy build. So this is the same Goby 180 frame, but except I moved the top plate back, as you can see from here,
Uh-huh.
and now you can run 5-inch props on a 180 size frame.
So hold that
Just
side. Yeah,
check
yeah.
out
Look at
this
the.
prop clearance on the top.
Can you guys believe
Barely.
that? 5-inch
That's
props on a
about
180. And I've always
yeah, that's
said,
like
I've
1
always,
millimeter clearance.
yeah, I've always said that the closer you get the motors to each other, the better that the copter will handle. But the problem is
Yep.
then you have to start reducing the size of the props and you get less thrust and less power. So really, you've taken it to like the ultimate extreme here in this experimental design, uh, where that's just as small as a 5-inch copter can possibly get. So it should be the most nimble 5-inch copter or the most powerful 180 you've ever seen.
Yep.
If you ever
Yep.
put
And I'm
that,
running the same 2600 kV motor, but with a 5-inch props. So I'm drawing about 100 amps in there,
what prop is that?
which it's the 50, let's see, 5040 tri
Yeah.
blades.
See,
Yeah.
that's my go-to right now is 2600 kV ish, sometimes 27, depending on the motor, but 26, 2700 kV, 5040 tri-blades. I think that's a really great combination of power and tunability. The heavier props make more thrust with more amps, so fine. Some people are willing to make that trade-off, but the heavier props also are much harder to tune, especially at 2600 kV, because the lower torque of the motor means that the prop can't accelerate and decelerate as fast. So I think 5040 tri-blades is a very, very sweet spot for power, tunability on a high kV. 5040 tri-blade on a high kV. I flew 5040 tri-blades on 2300 kV motors, RS-2205s, and I felt they were underpowered. So, yeah.
Yep. Oh, and also has about 75 degrees of up tilt that you can have here too.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
fly, you can fly like basically vertically, then that's how it will
I
go.
I actually turned the up tilt down a little bit. You sent this to me with max up tilt, which of course you did, right? Because that's the assumption. I totally respect that. I wouldn't expect any less. But I flew it with I think, what does the Goby max out at? It looks like about
Probably
40.
35, 40-ish.
I think it was,
I don't think
yeah.
it says 45. Okay.
I would say 45. I guessed 45.
Mhm.
It felt a little bit aggressive for the sort of tight proximity stuff I was doing. So I actually turned it down a little bit. So when you get this copter, whoever the winner is, you will get this copter with slightly less than maximum up tilt. Of course, you can turn it up if you like to. So yeah, cool. So yeah, somebody's asking in the live stream about the ESCs. What ESCs are on this copter that we're sending out?
It's the same Racer Star. Oh, that one is the Raptor 390 20
Right,
amp.
flight color.
And in the new version 2 will be the Racer Star 20 amp ESC, which is a clone of the same as the Sunrise Cicada
Right. Yeah.
20 amp. Yep.
And I have been saying those racer stars are they're potentially the best value in ESCs on the market today because you can get them for $10 or $11 from Banggood or from other places as well. And they're BLHeli S. They're like the just legit. For
Yep.
$10, it's a fantastic ESC. And I think back to the days when we would spend $14 on a 20 amp Simon K Afro ESC that just can't even hold a candle to this performance. And yeah, but then I actually happened to look, and it turns out the cicadas are also going for $11 these days. So yeah, so there you go.
Okay.
No, those racer stars are good, and I expect you'll keep upgrading the parts list. I mean, how old is this parts list? How old is this build?
Oh, it's less than a month ago. So
Yeah,
I sent you this like earlier this month. So
yeah.
yeah, it's been 3.5 weeks.
So you'll continue. I like that you'll continue iterating because this is a very fast moving hobby, and
Mhm.
it's always going to you're always going to if you have the same parts list for 3 months, you're already behind the curve. So
Yep.
that's, by the way, that's why if some of you are wondering why you can't find the the best, sub $500 quadcopter parts list and money is no object quadcopter parts list videos. Just on a side note, if you're wondering where those went, it's because they're out of date and I haven't made another one. And sometimes people ask me that, and that's why. But now I'll point them for a budget. I mean, I say budget, but like it's all
It's all
quality
top of
gear.
line parts.
There's really no, and yet somehow it's still coming in. The parts, like what's the kit version of the Goby sell for?
The kit is 320.
320. Like I
Yeah.
remember, it wasn't that long ago. You would get a ZMR 250 with a Naze, I don't know, or a CC3D from like Mini Quad Bros, and that would be $320. And now these are all top of the line parts for around $320. That's so. I mean, how much is a budget copter these days? Because that's budget in my book, you know.
Yeah.
So that's great stuff for a great price. Someone is telling me, Leon is telling me, Leon at 3 a.m. from Germany is telling me you can get $10 35 amp Racer Star ESCs or 4 for 37, 37, 4 for 37. Yeah. 35 amp. Yeah. I wonder, Leon, if those are rated for up to 6S or 5S. Quad McFly recently told me that basically all ESCs today the components on them are rated up to like 35 volts, and it's really the heat dissipation that limits them to 4S, 5S, or maybe 6S. They're all really good for the voltages. So don't if you take that at its word and you fry an ESC, then don't come calling me for it. But that's what he thinks. So if you're looking for a 5S ESC, most 4S ESCs will do it as long as you don't draw too much current. But for 6S, there's fewer ESCs that'll actually do it, and you have to go like a lot of these 30 and 35 amp ESCs they're rated like that specifically because you're going to run 6S or 5S maybe. But I wonder if those Racer Star 35s is what I'm getting at would take 6S. I wonder if they're rated for that. I don't know about that. I got the 4-in-1 10 amp for $25. Yeah, so it's getting good. Anyway, anything else? Anything we've missed? It seems like it's getting close to time to actually do the drawing. Anything else you
I
want to
think people are getting antsy.
tell folks? Yeah, all right. I've talked long enough. There's something you never thought you'd hear me say.
Yeah.
Let me pull over the Sandra Searcy's YouTube random comment picker. And this is the video here. Okay. And I'm just going to remind you guys of the official rules before we do the drawing. The most important official rules is that if you come up with more than one comment, so when I make this go, it's going to say the comment is so and so, and it will tell me how many comments you made on the video. And if it's more than one comment, you're disqualified because that's 2 entries. Okay. The other thing is that the shipping is the responsibility of the winner, and I didn't call that out in the video. I didn't mean to hide it. I just didn't remember to mention it, and then I put it in the terms. And in case you're new to my giveaways, the reason I do that is that like sometimes somebody is very far away and it's very expensive to send them a copter or whatever else they've won, and sometimes they're close, and I wasn't sure how to handle that in the most fair way because I don't want to spend $70 sending this copter to you in the middle of freaking nowhere wherever you live, right? I mean, I'm happy that you won the copter, but I don't want to pay $70 shipping it to you. I'm sure you don't blame me. So the idea is that you pay the shipping, and hopefully for a copter of this value, even if it's a little bit expensive to have it shipped, you'll still consider yourself to have won a fantastic prize. And if you live in an area where it's very expensive to ship to, then sorry. So anyway, that's the deal. Those are the 2 big ones. Okay, let's get to the drawing. I'm going to copy this URL. See, this is why I do these live, because then everybody knows it's legit. Not that anyone would think I was cheating, but copy the URL. I'm going to paste the URL in here, and I'm going to load the comments. Loading. That'll take a minute because there's like 1,000 comments. And by the way, I think at this moment it is now too late to enter. Up until that moment, I think you could have entered. Okay, 1,057 unique users found. We are going to randomly pick the winner. Here we go. It is David Zoari, DAD. 1 comment, 0 likes. You are the winner, sir. And like you said, just 1 comment. David Zoari DAD, you're the winner. Reach out to me, Joshua Bardwell at gmail.com, or message me on YouTube, or get a hold of me somehow. Let's get your address and figure out how we're going to get this copter in your hands. To everybody else who entered, thank you very much for entering. And thank you very much for watching the channel. Thank you very much to Indestructible Quads for insisting, not insisting, for gently asking that we give this away. But if he hadn't, I mean, I've been thinking, especially as I got close to 15,000 subs. By the way, I just crossed 15,000 subs, so let's call this 15,000 sub giveaway. Why not? But I've been thinking, yeah, it's about time to do a giveaway, but I didn't know what it was going to be. And then you sent me the copter and said, hey, what do you think about doing a giveaway? So it's really your fault that we're giving this away, honestly.
Good timing, man.
Yeah,
I
good
foresaw
timing.
that.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, thanks to everybody. We got a winner now, and don't worry, there will be another one. I've given away two full quadcopters. I don't think anybody told me how to do YouTube right, because does anybody else give away quadcopters randomly? I don't know. If they are, I need you to let me know where those are, because I'd like to win a quadcopter. No, I'm doing fine for quadcopters. Alrighty. We're gonna call it a night. Thank you, everybody. If you missed this, then it will be on my channel very shortly. You can watch it all again on all its glory. Alrighty. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.